Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Turtles Love Pizza. This is the podcast where we go over all the Ninja Turtles movies, and currently we're going over all the issues of The Last Ronin, and we are planning our next season after that, and hopefully it's going to be a great season. But before we get there, let's introduce ourselves. This is Steven.
This is Andrew.
Yo, what's up, Andrew?
Hey, Steven. How are you doing?
I have not seen your lovely face in about a month.
Yeah, you didn't even call me on my birthday. I see how it is.
Wait, what? I didn't?
No.
Oh, I'm such a
In
dick. What did
fact,
I do?
usually you text me at like midnight, and you're the first person that usually says happy birthday to me.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't get a text from you till like noon the next day. So I was
Oh,
like, this fool here does not care anymore. He went off and got married and like all this other stuff, and he's just living his life and just forgetting his friends.
I am so sorry, man. Okay, before we get there, I want you to tell the audience what you bought for your birthday.
What are you talking about?
You remember you showed me you went to Target, you showed me a couple pictures of the haul that you brought in. Like
Oh
you
yeah,
picked
so
up
right
a
now
bunch.
it's Holathon with NECA and Target, and so I may have spent a little bit of money. Plus, NECA has their own thing on the side. So far, I bought what Usagi Yojimbo. I bought the Turtle 4 pack, which is like
What
a
does it
new
come with?
release. It's all four turtles. It's
Uh-huh.
a new release. It's based on the Turtles in Disguise design. That's another figure that was released, but it has like different coloring to it. And
Okay.
then I have Super Rocksteady and Mighty Bebop. I
Nice.
pre-ordered the Secret of the Ooze figures plus their accessory pack, and I also got the neutrinos. So yeah, it has been a very expensive month in the turtle game. No thanks to NECA, who has just been coming out with amazing figures and has decided to that my wallet could be sacrificed for their endeavors.
And bankrupt you, if
Pretty much.
anything.
Pretty
And
much.
it's not going to get better because the following month is someone else's birthday. Let's not name names because audience doesn't need to know. But yeah, man, I don't know what you're going to do. You better work harder. You better get that new job.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, as you guys all know, this is we're going over The Last Ronin. We've finally reached issue number 3. And Andrew, before we continue, when is issue number 5 coming out, the final issue?
April 27th.
And is that a for
Eventually.
sure date?
That's what Kevin Eastman says. Like
All
he
right.
said he sent it off to the publisher. Like he is actually done. No more of this. Like this is the projected date, and oh wait, no, it's not, and all this other stuff. It is now official, April 27th. So we do have an ending in sight.
Thank God.
Yes.
And once we get into this particular issue, I think it's going to be an interesting conversation because I do have my qualms about it. But before we get into that, Andrew, why don't you give us a really quick plot description?
Of this one, this
Yes,
one
of
was a
this
little bit
issue.
harder on plot because it's a lot of backstory on this one, right?
Yeah,
So we get to see the origin of what's his name again, Oroku Hiroto, his uh,
Hiroto.
his rise to the Foot Clan, his grip that he has over New York, and
Mm-hmm.
then kind of get to see what happened to, or we get introduced to Fugitoid a little bit in more detail,
Mm-hmm.
and then we get the backstory of what happened to Fugitoid, which is also what happened to Leonardo and Casey Jones, which
Mm-hmm.
I feel like their death was kind of underwhelming. Like it wasn't
Let's
as
not get
painful.
let's not get
Anyways,
into that yet. We're gonna
let's not get into that
yeah.
yet. Anyways, they die because Baxter Stockman sucks, and he just like exploded them. Cheap way to die.
Okay, you got
And
into it.
I'm just you told me to do a plot summary, so that's what I'm doing right now. Okay.
All right.
And then Casey Jr. is like out there fighting stuff, and let's see, we got like backstory
Wow.
about what's going on there,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, pretty much. And then like there's this
How does it
strange monologue that the bad guy's having like on top of the city for some reason in the rain, and he's like an idiot and falls. It
Uh-huh.
really just like it just really melodramatic.
Yeah, yeah.
But then it ends with like the cool vehicle reveal,
Okay.
the
All right.
giant.
So I think we can end it there. And you already put spoilers in, so yeah, everyone should know that we're spoiling the crap out of this anyway. But Andrew, I already know the answer to this question, but I've been asking it from the beginning. What did your mom think about this issue?
My mom did not read it, nor does she know that it exists. So her, I will say that whatever my opinion is would be her opinion because she would just ask me, or she just wouldn't care.
Oh, okay.
Those are our two options there.
All right, sounds good. Okay, why don't we get into it? Andrew, what
Yeah,
was your favorite part of this comic, of this issue?
the favorite part
Yeah.
of this issue. I mean, the image that you see after the explosion is pretty cool. You have like
Oh,
Casey's mask like hanging in the wind.
yeah.
You have Leonardo's sword. Like it's a cool image and lets you know what happened,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still like a crappy death.
Yeah, because it goes by too fast.
It does, and it's not an honorable death. It's just like, and because Sebastian Shackman's not even there, he's like droning them,
Yeah.
with all the bouncers, and it's such a crappy way to go. Like
Yeah, I
it just
agree.
it makes you want vengeance, which is good. Like that's the whole point of this entire comic book is like you want vengeance for their deaths, and like this just kind of adds fuel to that fire because it's such a dishonorable, especially for Leonardo, because
Oh,
Leonardo is a warrior, right? Like
yeah.
Raph went out fighting, like, and he like
Yeah.
died with the sword, and it was like cool, right? But
Yeah.
Leonardo's out here like fighting mousers of all things, and then gets exploded to Kingdom Come, and it's just such a crappy way for him to go. And same thing with Casey Jones. Casey Jones literally has like a sledgehammer in his hand and smashing things, and then boom, explosion.
Yeah, exactly. I okay. So I completely agree with you. I hate how they go out. This issue was super underwhelming, and it's starting to make me worry about the finale. And we'll kind of get into that. Because issue 4 is actually a slight improvement from this one. But I'm gonna go ahead and say it. This particular issue is my least favorite so far. Again, a couple of things that I want to bring up is you got Ben Bishop and you got Kevin Eastman, and then you have the brothers, right?
Yeah,
As the artists. Now, again, I'm gonna bring up Ben Bishop because what he brings to the art is this kind of it's a different kind of energy. The brothers bring in grit, and Ben Bishop kind of has like these lovely painted pictures. So they're a little more picturesque. And then for Kevin Eastman, that's his art. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
just like a throwback. So it feels good seeing that. But yeah, man, I really hate how Leo and Casey go. And it's all mixed in with April and Michelangelo's fate too. While Leo and Casey are fighting this new foot, like what are they? They're like androids too, right?
Who?
You know, the guys that Casey is fighting, because
Oh yeah,
originally,
they have like the
yeah,
red glowing things on their masks.
yeah, because originally he used like a hockey stick, broke it, and then he gets knocked into a bunch of like equipment and pulls out like a sledgehammer, pretty much.
Yeah, cricket bat.
Yeah. Oh, was it the cricket bat?
It was a cricket bat.
Oh, that brings back good memories of the original
Cricket?
movie.
What's cricket?
Hey, is that when he beats Raphael in the original movie?
Yeah, when they're fighting in the
Yeah, that's right. So he uses the cricket bat. It breaks on like these android foot soldiers. They throw him into like this thing. He grabs a sledgehammer. Dang, I forgot what he says, but he says a pretty funny line. And then this is around page 20, 20. he starts beating the crap out of some of these robots, and then he calls Leonardo Leonidas. I thought that was pretty funny
Yeah.
because it's a lot of this style of this book is leaning on a lot of Frank Miller, because Leonidas,
Yeah.
Frank Miller wrote 300, and then we're gonna get
Yeah.
to Michelangelo in the present day because he's kind of like the Dark Knight Returns. He's like Batman from the Dark Knight Returns.
That big old tank at the end.
Yeah, I know. When I saw that, I was like, oh man, I have no idea if this is gonna end well. But yeah, what do you think of Fugitoid's reveal? I mean, I think they revealed it in issue 2, right? But
Revealed at the end of issue 2.
yeah, but what do you think about it in this issue? Like what?
I mean, it makes sense because they need a way to go against Baxter Stockman, right?
Right.
So, the best way to do that is to have another super intelligent life form, which would be Fugitoid or Professor Honeycutt.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, he doesn't even do anything
Not
either.
yet.
I don't know. I'm starting to see how the Ninja Turtles can be flawed in the sense of additional characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, definitely not the strongest. And this bad guy's an idiot. Like,
Ex-
my angels will not let me fall. I'm like, really?
Explain to me more why you dislike this dickhead.
I mean, like, who gives a he thinks he's like in a Shakespearean like tragedy or something. It's like
Yeah,
raining. He has no shirt, but he has a hood and a cowl, like, and a cape. It's
yeah.
like just ridiculous. It's just so over the top, dramatic.
I think at the beginning he's pretty cool though. When he the first 2 pages drawn by Ben Bishop, when he's given the sword at the very beginning, right? Like kind of his origin. He
Yeah, but I
seemed
mean that's pretty like standard and tropish, you know.
yeah. What would you have liked to have seen then?
Instead of that, I mean, because you're trying to establish like his megalomania, right?
Yeah.
And they've already done like him unnecessarily killing people. So some other action that he could have done instead of giving some weird monologue.
Because basically I think what's happening is he's just trying to show how much technology has become a part of his kingdom, right? Because a lot of his army are these android style Foot Clan, and in the next issue we're gonna find out where that all comes from. But before we even talk about that, what was your take on Baxter Stockman? It because it's kind of weird. He had these things on his head. I don't know. Is that new? Like he had like these little like diamonds on his forehead. I wasn't sure what that was.
Yeah, I imagine like it's some sort of like temporal control he has over like the mousers. Like he can just like think
Ah,
something, he'll do the action. Because like you're watching him, he doesn't really look like he's doing a control panel. He's just kind of sitting there and like telling them what to do.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know, man. I was very underwhelmed. Like it's hard to beat issue 2 and number 1. You know,
yeah,
like out of all these issues, and now okay, so let's just. I feel like we've talked about what we enjoyed and what we didn't enjoy. I think another thing about what I enjoyed is still how Mike talks to his brothers.
yeah. That's always a good one.
And yeah, and then I'm starting to see. So there's a line of dialogue that Mike says about Casey Jr. and basically she gives him like she talks back to him, and he calls her smart ass, stubborn, blah blah blah. And that whole dynamic reminds me of the dynamic between Batman and Carrie Kelly from Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, I'm just like, I would have really liked it if it was just Mike and April versus this new Shredder guy. Like no army at the very end is it hope like if there's just a one-on-one I'm getting my revenge kind of thing, that would be so dope. But
But it's
so
not
far
as epic, and there aren't as many stakes, right?
yeah, that's true. because they have to release the whole city, right?
Yeah, basically they're fighting for the city.
Yeah, because early on, Hiroto gets on screen with everyone and is like, "You are my city. I own you all." So because of that, um, if you find if we find the turtle and you're harboring the turtle, we'll kill all of you. So I understand the stakes. It's just all these new side characters it's taking away from what I really want to see. Is my complaint pretty much.
Well, hopefully it's a satisfying ending, and they're just kind of world building at this point,
Yeah.
so that you kind of understand like what everything's like, because you get a glimpse of it throughout the other issues, but this really kind of puts like what's going on. It also makes me wonder, like, did Raph and Leo and Donnie actually die? Because like
Why?
like Raph and Karai were like falling to their death in the water, right? But Karai's
Uh-huh.
still alive. She's just like unconscious, right?
Right.
And then same thing with Leo. Like, you never see his body; you just see like his sword in the ground, and
Right.
because both April and Mikey got knocked out from the blast.
Right.
And then I
And
forgot.
there's no remains pretty much.
Yeah. And then I can't remember about Donatello. I just remember there's like a bunch of arrows that come down on them. So
Well,
like it makes me wonder,
yeah, that makes sense.
is everyone really dead?
We kind of talked about this over the phone anyways. It's like what okay, I think for this episode at the very end, why don't we break down some of our ideas of what might happen?
Yeah, with issue 5.
Yeah, with issue 5. But okay, other than that, any other pluses or cons about this particular issue? Anything that stands out art
No,
wise?
I mean, like I said, that image of like Casey's mask hanging in the wind, that was pretty cool. That was
Yeah.
like a good way to do that. Michelangelo looks more and more like Swamp Thing as I watch this, as I read this.
So yeah, he's super massive, and that's kind of why I like Ben Bishop's art a little more, because his is not that super like steroided up, roided up Michelangelo.
Have you not seen this picture? It's the
Which
one where
one?
you see like Fugitoid's head, like a giant close up of his head, but in the background you see April and Mikey,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
looks
Because they're
super like jacked, like the
yeah,
muscles
that's
in
true.
his leg. That's a real Swamp Thing like image right there.
Hmm.
All the veins in his legs and his arms.
But that's present time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's present time.
I mean, if anything, right now the art is what's keeping me in the story, like
Yeah.
especially this particular issue. But yeah, okay, cool. So we've talked a little bit about that. Any okay. So why don't we talk about what we think issue 5 is? What were some of your ideas?
So one idea is that Mikey becomes basically Splinter to like Casey and her friends,
Uh-huh.
like trains them, and they could like continue on this whole Last Ronin universe with like Casey and her friends, because Casey's a mutant.
Yeah, technically.
So yeah,
Wait, do we
'cause,
find that out in this issue or the next issue? I forgot.
we found out in the last issue, didn't we? I
Oh, did we?
think we did. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Keep going. What's another idea?
Another idea is that the brothers are still alive, and then they kind of show up at the end to help him out.
Okay. What's another one?
Karai wakes up and is like, "No, this is not what your grandfather wanted," and then Hiroto is like, "No," and then his mother ends up having to kill him.
Whoa, you never told me that one. That
No, I
one
just
would
remember
be
that one.
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, okay,
And
because I remember when we were
it's just,
talking about it. Huh?
yeah. I mean, last idea is just Mikey dies at the end.
Oh,
As like
yeah.
as like his final way to like be with his brothers and Splinter and just kind of reunite. And you kind of see this last image of him entering the afterlife, being greeted by them,
Oh, that would be like beautiful.
like a welcome home kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then and like the turtle heaven gates open.
Yeah,
Wait.
has a pizza in his hand. And Mikey's like, "There's pizza in heaven."
This is the best. I should have died earlier. Forget all these other people. I remember when we were talking, we kind of had the idea that Karai is alive still because the turtles, like they've removed the turtles' bodies and are siphoning off the ooze and putting it into Karai. Remember that?
Hold on, Michael Bay.
Yeah. Oh right, yeah. So like at the end, who knows? We might have another Super Shredder,
That'd be
right?
awesome. Yeah,
Dude, if it's Super Shredder versus jacked Michelangelo and roided up Casey Jr., that would be crazy.
that'd be pretty epic.
But again, so one of the things you mentioned is that like Michelangelo decides to train everyone at the end to be the new guys, right?
Yeah,
See, that right there would kind of be a cop out because that reminds me totally of how like Bruce Wayne fakes his own death to go underground and train a new army of Batman at the end of the Dark Knight Returns, right?
yeah,
I think it would be so interesting if they did go the Super Shredder route and then at the end they kill each other. It doesn't have to be Karai, it could be Hiroto. And at the end they kill each other, and I would totally be down if Michelangelo walks into the light with his brothers. I think that would be really cool. Maybe the light is um April giving him CPR, and then he wakes up saying, "Oh, I always wonder what it would be like to kiss you," or some some crap like that.
Crap that.
You
But
know he had a huge crush on her, man.
it's so lame,
Yeah, I know.
so
But
lame. And then
but
you find out that Casey Jones is actually Mike's baby. That's why she's being mutated. And then she turns into a
dude,
turtle at the end.
that would be terrible.
He transforms into a turtle.
Okay, hold
So
on.
she's
Do you think
the third female turtle.
Okay, another thing I want to bring up is okay, so that panel you really like, the one with the with Casey's hammer and Leonardo's sword, right? Katana.
Casey's mask.
Oh, is it Casey's mask?
Yeah.
That's right, my bad. So that actually reminds me of the death of Superman. You remember there was a poster where it has like just his cape flapping in the
Oh yeah,
background?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it reminds me of that. But
Definitely.
but here's the thing. Do you think Casey actually died as well?
I mean, there's no blood on his mask. That's like one thing. Like I can
Yeah.
say like if his mask is like dripping blood or something, yeah, like I can see he's dead. Right? Same thing with like
Yeah.
Leo's sword is just a little on fire and it's buried. So I don't know, man.
Okay, so here's a couple of thoughts though. Raphael definitely died because like she jabbed it up his freaking throat and it probably went through his brain.
So
So I could see him like being just experimented on later on, you know? Probably dead, being experimented on. But you're absolutely right about Leonardo because they said that a group of the people went through the rubble and all they found was Fugitoid, right?
yeah,
Well, if Leo was dead, wouldn't his shell still be there? Like, you know what I mean? That thing
yeah,
is definitely not going to get incinerated that easily, from what I would imagine. At the end of the day, what I would think would be cool is I definitely want Hiroto and Michelangelo doing Super Shredder Ninja Turtle fight. I think that would be so dope. But while that's happening, what do you think is going to happen to April and Casey Jr.?
they go on to live their happy lives together.
No, but what's going to happen during the issue?
I don't know. I don't
Come
know.
on, make a guess. Do you think Casey Jr. is going to help Mike out,
Yeah, of course.
or is she going to help her mom out?
She's gonna like have some sort of trouble happen, and her mom's probably gonna come bail her out or something.
Do you think April will die?
Nah, April will live. Someone has
Really?
to go on to tell the story of the turtles.
Why wouldn't it be Casey Jr.?
It's too sad if Casey Jr. is just left alone with nobody.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But do you think April will lose any more limbs?
No, April's gonna be completely fine. If anything, you find out like her fake arm is like a cannon or something.
Whoa, dude, that would be dope.
Like she
That would be
blasts
dope.
Baxter Stockman in the face with her arm cannon.
Wait, didn't Baxter Stockman? Didn't he get like? Oh, that's next issue. That's. Anyways, no spoilers on that. All right, before we go, Andrew,
Yo,
tell me about your next NECA purchase. What's coming up for you?
I don't know. They've kind of released everything. NECA did say that they're sending some things to the vault to make
What is
room
that?
for new figures. Like basically, they're retiring them, so they're not going to go in production with them anymore. I really
Oh,
am looking forward to them igniting the Mirage line of toys.
uh-huh,
Like I got a Fugitoid actually. So I have a Fugitoid. I have a signed from Kevin Eastman one, and I have the
uh-huh,
normal one. So that's from the Mirage version of the Turtles,
uh-huh.
and they've already talked about the Archie version of Slash. So that's already been pre-ordered.
Awesome,
So
awesome.
I'm hoping
And
they do a re-release of the Four Brothers from the Mirage version of the Turtles. Definitely get that. I have the knockoffs from China because I thought the time was affordable.
uh-huh.
And I've sent you a picture of that. It's on my display.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So I'd rather not have knockoffs. I'd rather have the real thing, but we'll see.
How much do you think that would be? Like 150 for all four brothers or
Yeah, probably something like that.
for all four or one each?
All four.
Okay, thank God. Yeah. Any other purchases you're looking at?
Not at the moment, man. My wallet has been begging me to stop, so I'm good.
Oh, and that last Ronin one is going to come out in July or something, right?
September.
September? Ooh,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that. All right, cool, man. Well, thanks for joining. Me and Andrew are going to start talking about what's coming up next. We kind of have a bare bones plan, but we are looking. Andrew, I just purchased the first season of the original cartoon.
Nice.
So I am ready for that. I'm going to wait for the second and third season for the next month and the month after that. So I'm not buying them all at once cuz like freaking Apple is at like 8.99, 9.99, 9.99.
See, I
So
bought them and they were like on sale on Amazon, right? So
when are
like I got the
yeah,
first season for like $3 and the second
freaking
one for like 5 and
yeah.
the third one for also 5. So like they just randomly go on sale. When it happens, I'll just pick one up.
Yeah, cuz right now they are not on sale and I was like, yeah, I'm just going to buy the first one. Dude, Andrew, they have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the Cowabunga collection for Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, that
This
comes out in December.
Yeah, do you have a Switch?
I have a Switch.
Oh shoot. Merry Christmas, mofo. Dude, this looks so dope.
It does. It has like all the old games and everything. I'm definitely gonna get it when it comes out.
Oh my god. Yeah, this looks so dope. And then did you pick up your Wednesday pool for comics?
Not yet. I need to do that.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to know if you got that annual cuz that one looks really cool. I want to pull it from my comic shop as well.
Yeah.
But other than that, guys, thanks for tuning in. This one's a little short because we are a little underwhelmed on the issue. Okay, before we go, out of 5 slices of pizza, how many slices do you give this particular book?
I give it a 3.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, that's kind of conservative. I'm going to give it a 2. So right now we have, what'd you give the first one?
I think I give it a 4.
I think I gave it a 4 as well. So right now we have 4, 5. For you, you put 3, and for me,
Yeah.
I put 2. All right. So let's find out what issue number 4 is like in the next month, and we'll talk to y'all then.
Sounds good. See y'all later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.